Ladies and gentlemen, tennis fans across the globe, and to our massive community tuning in from the Philippines and beyond, welcome to today's broadcast. The world of sports is an unpredictable and magnificent beast, a theater of dreams where legends are forged in the fires of competition and history is written every single day with the swing of a racket. Over the years, we have seen champions rise and fall, dynasties dominate entire eras, and icons carve their names into the very foundation of the sport. We often talk about the titans of tennis, the world number ones, the Grand Slam champions, and the players whose trophy cabinets overflow with silver and gold. But today, this conversation goes far beyond trophies and rankings. Today, we are talking about something bigger, a phenomenon, a cultural shift, and a movement that transcends the sport itself and enters the realm of global superstardom. The title of today's deep dive says it all. The whole world is shouting that Alex Eala is now the main attraction of the WTA. Why is she becoming even more famous than the champions themselves? Yes, you heard that right. This is the burning question echoing through the corridors of stadiums from Roland Garros to Wimbledon, from the hard courts of Flushing Meadows to the blistering heat of the Australian Open. Why is a 20-year-old from the Philippines commanding more attention, generating more social media buzz, and drawing more passionate crowds than some of the most established Grand Slam winners on the tour today? How has Alexandra Eala, affectionately known to millions simply as Alex, managed to turn the Women's Tennis Association upside down, capturing the imagination of a global audience and becoming the undeniable heartbeat of modern tennis? This is the breaking story dominating headlines across the sports world. Alex Eala is not just playing tennis, she is redefining what it means to be a global sporting icon in the 21st century. To understand the scale of this phenomenon, we need to look at the sheer magnitude of what has happened in recent months, particularly during the spring of 2026, when the metrics surrounding Alex Eala shattered every preconceived notion of popularity in women's tennis. While the traditional champions and top 10 stars continue their battles for elite titles, the atmosphere changes completely whenever Eala steps onto the court. Broadcasters are reporting unprecedented spikes in television and streaming viewership, while tournament organizers are witnessing massive surges in ticket sales the moment her name appears on the schedule. The excitement surrounding her has become impossible to ignore, transforming ordinary matches into must-watch global events. Digital platforms are practically melting down under the weight of engagement, hashtags, and viral clips showcasing Alex Eala's lethal left-handed forehand and her relentless fighting spirit. She recently achieved a career-high WTA singles ranking of world number 29, officially becoming, by an enormous margin, the highest-ranked Filipino player in the history of the WTA Tour. But here is what makes this story extraordinary: being ranked 29th, or even hovering around the top 40, does not normally make a player the main attraction of a global sporting tour. Traditionally, that spotlight belongs exclusively to the top 3 players in the world, the reigning Grand Slam champions, and the dominant superstars sitting at the absolute peak of the rankings. Yet Alex Eala has completely bypassed that hierarchy. She has shattered the traditional ceiling of fame in women's tennis. What we are witnessing is almost unprecedented, a player still climbing the rankings while simultaneously overshadowing many of the women already standing at the summit of the sport. When Eala reached the semifinals of the WTA 1000 tournament in Miami in 2025, defeating top-tier stars like Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys, it became far more than a simple sporting achievement. It was a global event and a defining cultural moment. The overwhelming wave of support pouring in from the Philippines, a nation of more than 115 million deeply passionate and fiercely loyal people, created what many described as a digital earthquake across social media. And the remarkable part is that this phenomenon is no longer limited to her home country alone. The Filipino diaspora spread across the world, combined with international fans captivated by Alex Eala's relentless work ethic, elite training pedigree at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy, and undeniable charisma, has created something extraordinary: an army of supporters. This fanbase has grown so massive and passionate that it often makes the followings of traditional tennis champions appear modest by comparison. And this, my friends, is the true hook of the story. This is why the sporting world has become completely mesmerized by Alex Eala. We are witnessing the rise of a megastar whose fame is not determined solely by the ranking points beside her name, but by the emotional connection she has built with millions of people around the globe. She embodies the ultimate underdog story, a beacon of hope for a nation that has never historically been considered a powerhouse in tennis and a living testament to the power of representation. Why is she becoming more famous than many champions? Because she represents something far bigger than the sport itself. She represents the dreams of an entire archipelago. She symbolizes the triumph of hard work over geographical and sporting disadvantages. More importantly, she represents a new era in sports, where a player's true impact is measured not only by titles and trophies, but also by the inspiration they ignite and the barriers they break. This is the phenomenon we are dissecting today. This is the raw and extensive truth behind the Alexandra Eala revolution. So buckle up, because we are about to dive deep into the extraordinary journey, the incredible influence, and the undeniable reality behind why the entire world is shouting her name. Now, we move into the heart of this analysis, peeling back the layers of this remarkable story to truly understand the anatomy of a global superstar. To truly understand why Alexandra Eala has become the main attraction of the Women's Tennis Association, we have to go back to the very beginning and trace the remarkable trajectory of a career that defies conventional logic. Historically, professional tennis has been dominated by a select group of countries such as the United States, Russia, the Czech Republic, Spain, France, and Australia. These nations possess deeply rooted tennis cultures, enormous federations with vast resources, endless courts spread across cities and neighborhoods, and highly developed systems designed to nurture talent from childhood. The Philippines, by contrast, has never traditionally been recognized as a tennis powerhouse. It is a country whose sporting passion beats strongest for basketball and boxing, where heroes are more commonly made on the hardwood court or inside the boxing ring. For a young girl from Manila to dream of conquering the elite and often exclusive world of professional tennis was not merely an uphill battle, it was like attempting to scale Mount Everest without oxygen. Yet even from a very young age, Alexandra Eala displayed something extraordinary: a fierce inner fire, exceptional natural talent, and a level of discipline far beyond her years. She was not simply a promising player at a local club. She possessed a rare and undeniable potential that demanded international attention. From the beginning, it was clear that Alex Eala was chasing something far bigger than ordinary success, and that relentless ambition would eventually place her on the global stage. Recognizing Alexandra Eala's extraordinary talent, her family made enormous sacrifices to support her dream, a story common among great athletes, yet rarely carried with stakes this high. Her ability soon caught the attention of scouts and eventually reached the eyes of the legendary Rafa Nadal himself. Imagine that for a moment, the king of clay, widely regarded as one of the greatest athletes in sports history, seeing something so special in a young Filipina player that he welcomed her into the elite environment of the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. That was the turning point, the moment the international tennis world first began whispering the name Alex Eala. Training at the Rafa Nadal Academy is not for the faint-hearted. It is a relentless crucible built on sweat, discipline, grit, and an obsession with perfection. The academy embodies the Spanish philosophy of tennis, fighting for every single point, chasing every ball with absolute determination, and developing unmatched mental toughness. Alex Eala absorbed all of it. She combined the fiery passion and resilience rooted in her Filipino heritage with the tactical intelligence and physical endurance of the Spanish system. The first major breakthrough came on the junior circuit when she captured the 2022 US Open Girls Singles Championship. That victory was far more than simply winning a trophy. It was a historic breakthrough, as she became the first Filipino player ever to win a Grand Slam junior singles title. The unforgettable images of her collapsing onto the hard courts of New York in tears of emotion instantly became iconic. In that moment, an entire nation realized that the Philippines finally had a legitimate contender capable of competing on the world stage. But junior success does not always guarantee greatness at the professional level. Tennis history is filled with junior prodigies who struggled under the immense pressure, physical demands, and relentless week-to-week grind of the WTA Tour. This is where Alexandra Eala's story transformed from that of a promising young talent into a true global phenomenon. Her transition into the professional ranks was not built on overnight success or instant superstardom. Instead, it was a steady, calculated, and often grueling climb. She battled through the ITF circuit, the unforgiving proving ground of professional tennis, far away from the glamour of packed stadiums and television spotlights. There, she learned the hardest lessons in the sport: how to win ugly, how to manage the physical toll of constant competition, and how to compete against seasoned professionals fighting desperately to protect their careers. Against a fearless teenage challenger, every victory, no matter how small, became a celebration for her rapidly growing fan base. Every defeat was carefully analyzed, absorbed, and transformed into motivation for the next tournament. Then came the breakthrough season, the moment that permanently changed everything. The year 2025 will forever hold a special place in Philippine sports history. Arriving at the prestigious Miami Open, a WTA 1000 event, as a wild card entrant and ranked outside the world's top 100, Alexandra Eala was not expected to make a deep run. Miami is considered one of the most important tournaments outside the 4 Grand Slams, attracting virtually every elite player in women's tennis. Yet what unfolded there would soon shock the tennis world and ignite one of the most extraordinary rise-to-fame stories the sport had seen in years. But Alexandra Eala, armed with devastating left-handed ground strokes and a level of mental toughness far beyond her years, tore through the draw with fearless determination. The tennis world watched in disbelief as she dismantled established veterans and refused to back down against the sport's elite. Then came the moment that sent a true shockwave through the entire tennis community: her stunning victories over top players, including a monumental win against Madison Keys and an earth-shattering triumph over world number 2 Iga Swiatek. Defeating Swiatek, a multiple-time Grand Slam champion and widely regarded as one of the defining talents of her generation, was the exact moment when quiet whispers transformed into a deafening global roar. Eala's incredible run carried her all the way to the semifinals, where she made history as the first Filipino player ever to reach the Final Four of a WTA 1000 event, while simultaneously breaking into the world's top 100 rankings for the first time in her career. That meteoric rise became the foundation of her worldwide fame because it proved beyond doubt that the hype surrounding her was absolutely real. Yet the story goes even deeper than tennis results alone. One of the biggest reasons Alexandra Eala is considered a greater attraction than many players ranked above her is the immense demographic and emotional power of the Philippines itself. Filipinos are globally recognized for their passionate and unwavering support of fellow countrymen competing on the international stage. Whenever a Filipino athlete rises to prominence, the entire nation rallies behind them with extraordinary intensity. The world witnessed this phenomenon during the legendary boxing career of Manny Pacquiao, when streets across Manila reportedly emptied during his fights and the country collectively paused to watch him compete. Now, the exact same energy is beginning to surround Alexandra Eala. Whenever she steps onto the court, millions of Filipinos follow every point regardless of the time zone. Fans are staying awake until 3 o'clock in the morning just to watch her battle through European clay court tournaments, celebrating every victory as though it belongs to the entire nation. That emotional connection has elevated her beyond the status of a rising tennis player. She has become a symbol of national pride and a global sporting phenomenon. Filipino fans are organizing watch parties, dominating online discussions, and turning every Alexandra Eala match into a nationwide event. If you look at social media posts from the WTA featuring Alex Eala, the engagement numbers are astonishing. Comment sections are flooded with Philippine flags, messages of support, and waves of excitement from fans around the world. In many cases, the likes, shares, and reposts on content featuring Eala far surpass the engagement generated by posts involving even the world number 1 or number 2 players. The WTA, as a global entertainment brand, clearly recognizes the significance of this phenomenon. They understand that featuring Eala drives traffic, increases television and streaming audiences, and expands the sport's reach into the enormous and highly valuable Asian market. In many ways, Alexandra Eala has become a one-woman economic engine for tennis in Southeast Asia. This kind of unified, passionate, and coordinated fandom is extremely rare in professional tennis. A champion from a traditional tennis powerhouse like the United States may possess a large following, but that support is often divided among countless other major sports and celebrities competing for public attention. Alexandra Eala, by contrast, commands the almost undivided sporting focus of an entire nation. That level of emotional investment creates a connection that goes far beyond rankings or trophies. The second major factor behind her immense popularity is what many call the Rafa factor. Being closely associated with Rafael Nadal is essentially a golden ticket in the tennis world. Nadal is far more than just a legendary player. He is an icon of perseverance, humility, discipline, and fighting spirit. His name carries enormous respect across every corner of the sport. Because Alexandra Eala developed under the guidance and philosophy of the Rafa Nadal Academy, many fans naturally view her as carrying forward part of Nadal's competitive DNA. That connection instantly gives her credibility, intrigue, and emotional appeal on a global scale, especially among the millions of tennis fans who grew up admiring Nadal's relentless style and champion mentality. He is a global brand and icon of sportsmanship, humility, and elite athletic excellence. By taking Alex Eala under his wing at his academy, Rafael Nadal indirectly signaled his belief in her potential. Whether explicitly stated or not, that association sent a powerful message to the tennis world. She is someone worth watching. Naturally, millions of devoted Nadal fans across the globe began following Eala as well. They celebrate her wins, track her progress, and recognize familiar echoes of their hero in her left-handed baseline game and relentless fighting spirit. This blending of fan communities has given her an international reach that extends far beyond the Philippines. She is increasingly viewed not just as a rising star, but as a continuation of the legacy of one of tennis's greatest warriors. This narrative is especially powerful because it connects the past, present, and future of the sport in a single storyline. When Eala speaks in interviews about learning from Nadal and carrying his lessons forward with pride, the media naturally gravitates toward it. It is an organic, compelling angle that enhances her global profile and strengthens her identity within the sport. On the court, her appeal is just as striking. Alexandra Eala is not a mechanical or one-dimensional baseline player. She plays with intelligence, aggression, and variety, constantly adjusting patterns and creating pressure. As a left-hander, she brings immediate tactical challenges for opponents, generating unusual angles, heavy spins, and patterns that disrupt the rhythm of right-handed players. Her forehand stands out as a major weapon capable of dictating rallies, opening the court, and taking control from almost any position. Yet beyond her technical strengths, it is her emotional presence that truly captivates audiences. She plays with visible passion, intensity, and heart, making every match feel personal and dramatic. You can see the intense focus in her eyes, the sheer determination etched across her face when she faces break point. She pumps her fist, she lets out a shout, she connects with the crowd in a way that feels raw and real. In an era where some players can appear stoic or emotionally detached, Eala is a firecracker. She brings visible emotion to every point, and that is a huge part of her appeal. People do not only want to watch perfect tennis, they want human drama.